K9RMR.
K9RMR.
County Weekly Amateur Radio Net will occur on these frequencies in 5 minutes. Ready. K9EFN conducting my weekly test. K9EFN clear. K9EFN conducting my weekly test. K9EFN clear. Kilo Bravo 9, Echo Fox November, activating the Jennings County Weekly Amateur Radio Net. Our transfer site is always located in Scipio, Indiana on the WWWY Broadcasting Tower, courtesy of the White River Broadcasting Company. Net control for this session is me, and stations with emergency or priority traffic may interrupt this net at any time. The net meets every Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. local on the KC9PIE 14525, K9TME 442975, and the N9JWR 443.025 Edinburgh repeater. Membership in any group is not required for participation, and all check-ins are always welcome. When you check into the net this evening, please indicate your name, your call sign phonetically, and your location, please. We'd like to know where you're at. If the repeaters have been available, we will move over to the last remaining repeater, or simplex 147. 585. Peter, and you still would like to check in, you can do so by emailing kb90fn@gmail.com, which no one's ever done, by the way, and checking into our social media site, which many people often do. Tonight, including N9JWR, Jerry, he's not able to make it on, and David, K9 Bravo Sierra Charlie, there in Edinburgh, has to be checked in for the net, so we'll give you guys credit for that. I don't really have anything to add this week. Does anyone have any information, traffic, or questions that they would like to present to the net? If so, please call now.
KB9EFN, WR9G, Stephen Austin, one announcement.
I was hoping you would have an announcement tonight, Steve, because I filed my information for last month in a location that I have not yet discovered. So please go ahead with your announcement, Steve.
KB9EFN, WR9G, good evening to you there, Randy, and to the group there. Repeater sounding good down here in the northern Scott County. Just a quick update there. I think we mentioned it last week here, but the Scott County EMA VE team is going to be holding a VE session, and that's going to be Saturday, February the 12th. February the 12th, not this Saturday, but the coming Saturday. Still just $15 to get your ticket, or you can upgrade as well for $15. Again, that's Saturday, February the 12th, 11 a.m. at the McCall Center. That's the southeast corner of the Scott County Square, and that is in Scottsburg, Indiana. Randy, sure appreciate all you do, and thanks for the group for letting us put that out there. You guys have a good rest of your evening, and best of 70 degrees all, and be safe coming Thursday.
Yeah, sounds like you guys are more into it or are going to get more into it than I am, that's for sure. And if you need information about the testing that Scott County performs, they do it on even-numbered months there in Scottsburg, and you can go to WR9G.net and find that and a wealth of other information on that website. Thanks for putting that site up, Steve. It's well done. Any other one will have information, questions, or traffic for the net? If so, please call now. Next couple of days, I know they've got a generator there, but it has to be fueled, and if you can't get to the fuel, then we'll just see how that all works out. Short-time check-ins, Alpha through November. Please call now.
Kilo Charlie 9, Mike Victor Kilo, Rick and Seymour. Short time, no traffic, no comments, Randy.
Okay, Rick, we got you. There was a double. Other station besides MVK, please say again.
K9RWO, Joy here in Scottsburg. In and out, no comment.
Kilo 89 Golf, Brent, Bologna, Indiana. Short time.
K89RW in North Vernon, Carl. Short time, no ticket.
Kilo Golf, 9er Delta Kilo. That's KG9DK. John in Randall County, no traffic, short time.
And WR9G, short time. Thank you, Randy.
Number 1, KC9MVK, followed by Joey. You were almost in there, Joey. Next time, maybe. KB9RWO. Great to hear you on, by the way. KI9G over there in Bologna. Brent, good evening. KD9RWN. Carl, thank you for stopping by tonight. Haven't heard you in a while. Kilo Golf 9 Delta Kilo. John in Bartholomew County. You're sounding good as usual. And WR9G booming in from Scottsburg. Anyone else Alpha through November short time for the Jennings County Weekly Amateur Radio Net? We will on November through Zulu for short time, N through Z.
N9TLF, November 9 Tango Lima Foxtrot, Paul in Columbus, Indiana. Good evening, short time, no traffic.
KD9UBZ, Kilo Delta 9er Uniform Bravo Zulu, Alex in Columbus, short time, no traffic.
1 Tango Ocean Delta, Todd, southeast side of Seymour. Good evening, Randy. 7-3.
KB S Kilo Bravo 5 Sierra X-ray, Gordon, Bartholomew County, short time, no traffic. Go back to control.
Okay, Gordon, you dropped out just a little bit, but when you were in, it was 100%. I couldn't have your call sign again, Gordon. I got Kilo Bravo 5, I believe, and Sierra. That was it.
Quebec Charlie, Steve in Columbus, short time, no traffic.
KD9 RPD, Kilo Delta 9 Romeo Papa Bravo, Bruce, Columbus, short time, no traffic.
Tango Lima Kilo. Paul over in Columbus. Good evening, Paul. Kilo Delta 9 Uniform Bravo Zulu. Alex there in Columbus. W1TOD. Todd. I think I was glad to see you, Todd, that you got involved in the winter heat there. It was nice to see your call sign pop up. We had Gordon. Gordon, I did not get your whole call sign, so when I unkey, if you're still out there, hit me again. Then we had Kilo Delta 9, or KD9 Tango Quebec Charlie, Steve there in Columbus. Thank you, sir. And Kilo Delta 9 Romeo Papa Bravo. And we'll go back for Gordon. K something 5 something.
KB5 SDX, Kilo Bravo 5 Sierra Delta X-ray, Gordon, Bartholomew County, short time, no traffic.
Okay, Gordon, thank you. You checked in a couple times before, but it just hasn't worked its way up there into the gray matter. Appreciate it. Anyone now, Alpha through Zulu, A through Z, short time check-ins.
Just a correction, you got one letter of my call sign wrong. It's N9TLF in Columbus, Paul, November 9 Tango Lima Foxtrot. Thank you.
Very good, Paul. I'm always open for corrections. You were the first one I called out. I don't know why I wrote Kilo on there. I'm slipping. So November 9 Tango Lima Foxtrot, Paul in Columbus. Is that correct?
That's correct, N9TLF.
If I say it 3 times, it usually sticks. All right. Anyone else? Corrections or Alpha through Zulu, short time, A through Z.
Kilo Delta 9 Romeo Victor Papa, KD9 RVP, Ryan, Elizabethtown, short time, no traffic.
That's your Ryan. Kilo Delta 9 Romeo Uniform Papa. And over in E-Town. Thanks. It sounded good tonight. Anyone else? Romeo Victor Papa, sorry. 2 mistakes tonight. Whoa. 3rd time's a charm. Alpha through Zulu, anyone, short time. Thank you, gentlemen. Carry on. on with your evening. We'll be back next week if we're all still here on the planet. We'll go regular check-ins now. Alpha through Zulu, A through Z, regular check-ins with KB90FN, Jennings County Weekly Amateur Radio Net.
Kilo 9, Romeo Mike Romeo, repeat, K9RMR, RandallMatthewRueff, Taylorsville, Bartholomew County. Good evening, Randy, and everybody on the net this evening.
Kilo Bravo 9, Delta Oscar, KB9 DDO, Earl, Canaan.
November 9, Victor, Delta Tango, N9 VDT, Dave in Brown County.
November 9, Victor, Delta Tango. Anyone else? Regular check-ins. Alpha through Zulu.
This is WB9 U.S.A. Kurt, Jennings.
Kilo 9, Romeo Mike Romeo, repeat, K9RMR, RandallMatthewRueff, Taylorsville, Bartholomew County.
All right, Randall, I got you. Sorry if I missed you, K9RMR. Anyone else? Alpha through Zulu.
Kilowatt 9, Zulu Foxtrot, Dan in Charlestown.
Sounding good, Dan. Even on the input. Anyone else? Alpha through Zulu. Good evening, Randall.
Well, good evening, Randy, and everybody on the net this evening. Not a whole lot going on tonight. I did go put some grocery shopping to get ready in the case that we do get as much snow as they're saying. I will say it looks like a lot of people believe that it's going to happen, because when I went to the grocery store, pretty much the entire parking lot was full of cars, and when I went inside, there were a lot of people shopping. So, and there was a lot of places in the store where that were normally full that were completely empty. So, hopefully everybody out there has enough to get by, and hopefully if we do get the bad weather, it won't be too bad for too long, and so hopefully everybody will has what they need and will stay safe and warm, and wishing everybody the best. And with that, this is K9RMR, back to net control.
All right, Randall. Well, thanks for the update on that. I wondered how things were going on that up there, because here, 11 miles northwest of Louisville, my nearest grocery store is technically in New Albany, and I just did a drive-by on that. I filled up with gas and filled up gas for my generator. It caused me to drive by the grocery store, and there they were parking in the adjacent business parking lot. So, yeah, I hope everybody makes it through this okay, or if it doesn't come to fruition. So be safe up there in Taylorsville. We'll be thinking about you down here by the Ohio River. KB9DDO, Earl on the mountaintop over there. Good evening, Earl.
Sitting here wishing that they're all wrong here. They won't amount to too much here. That ice, especially the rain and snow and all that stuff here, is not so bad, but that ice is slick and awful out there. They're breaking power lines and all that, according to what it comes here. They're putting all new water through here, so they ought to be good and strong. I'm hoping for the best there. So just everybody take care. Have a real good week, and have a safe weekend coming up, and watch that old ice, KB9DDO.
Yeah, same over here, Earl. I'm kind of partial to my electricity. Just had a check in there on Facebook. Robert N9IDC's checking in, and he's wishing that we all stay safe and stay warm, and that's what my thoughts are for you guys up north of me, that's for sure. Let's go over to Brown County. Dave, I don't think I asked what, maybe you told me, are you nearest Gnawbone N9 VDT?
This N9 VDT, yep, and I tend to pronounce it Gnawbone. Sounds a little bit more prestigious coming out that way. But everything's good out here in Brown County. I'm glad everybody's making sure the radios work, just in case we need them here in the next couple days. And wish everybody the best. I got my outdoor stove tuned up, and it's back in the game, so I'm ready for whatever temps they roll in this way. So thanks, everyone. 73s and N9VDT back to net.
Very good. Stay safe. Cook up something good if you have to out there. Boy, that sounds like a good idea. I just have a propane camp stove, but hey, I'm ready as I can be. WB9US6 over there on the Muddy Banks of the Muscatatuck. Good evening, Kurt.
Thanks for running the net. Things going okay over here, except I got improved, so I don't know. Anyway, as far as the weather goes, I've heard from many scenarios.
All right, Kurt. Yes, stay warm over there, stay safe, and hunker down. And I can tell you're on a different radio tonight. It was just a little bit light in there, so keep that in mind if you plan on using that radio in the same position you're in. Might want to try to get a little closer to the window if it's an HT. But otherwise, I did get it all copied. Let's move over here to Dan, K9ZF in Charlestown.
Well, good evening, everyone. Don't have a whole lot. Just wanted to jump in here and say hi and make sure everybody's prepared for the coming weather. I appreciate several folks up in the northern area there that made contact with me in the winter heat event this past month. Had a lot of fun with that. And with that, I'll turn it back to net control. 73 K9ZF.
All right, Dan. Yeah, I enjoyed working that with you. I got to work on my 6-meter station. I get motivated to do it, and then I don't. So maybe by next year I'll have a little better operating position. We can conclude on 6. I could hear you guys, but only the guy closest to me had me. So I had a lot of fun with that. I wasn't up there towards the top, but I was way far away from the bottom. So yeah, it was fun. Anyone else? Alpha through Zulu for the Jennings County Weekly Amateur Radio Net.
India, Charlie, Victor, Chris and Osgood.
Number 9, ICV, Chris. Good evening. Thanks for checking in tonight. What's going on over there?
Well, just enjoying my day off before returning back to work duty tomorrow night, and getting to go get together. It's probably going to involve bringing half the damn house with me, really. Because I got this funny feeling, the way that weather's looking, I don't want to be any part of driving in it. Friday morning was a stark reminder of what could happen. Those poor District 42 had their hands so full with accidents on 65, it wasn't even funny. The whole ride home, the radio in the car was not quiet for nothing. It was just one after another, after another, after another. I literally lost track after a while. If it's going to be icing like they're saying it's going to be, I don't think I'm going to drive anywhere because I'd rather not have my commission destroyed.
You got it. I go in late tomorrow. I got to go to Tell City. Should be back home by 6 o'clock. I have a strong feeling they'll shut the office down for Thursday, and I already have an RDO off, or RDO on Friday. So if I make it through tomorrow down to Tell City and back, I'll be in good shape. So be safe when you're out there, and I'm clear on taking half the house with you. Some of it you'll need. Anyone else? Alpha through Zulu for the Jennings County Weekly Amateur Radio Net.
Randy from N9CJT Columbus.
I was hoping we'd get to hear from you tonight. Noel, go ahead.
Because I was talking with the State Races radio officer who asked if I'd make a simple announcement here, so here it is. There will be a informal Races net, and I stress the word informal because it's not been activated, but it'll be people on the State Races team and anyone else who wants to join in tomorrow night at 7 p.m. It'll be taking place on the 147.210. That's 147.21. Indianapolis repeater. PL tone of 88.5. And they'll simply be updating folks on what they're expecting, and the net will be practicing net procedure in the process for those folks who are on State Racing's team and anyone else who's interested in the information. So I think that covers it. And yeah, I've been charging batteries. N9 CJT back to net control. Thanks, Randy.
Yeah, same here. Everything's charged up, ready to go. Okay, 147.21 tomorrow, 7 p.m., 88.5 PL. If anybody that can reach Indy, I'll have to check my remote base radio and see if I have that frequency in there. And if not, I will make an attempt to remote program it. That might be interesting. So otherwise, I'll make sure that gets loaded in next time I'm up there if I can't do it. And I'll also put that in the Freetown Link radio so that we can get back to there. I know I have the 14676, which they've been known to use sometime. Thanks, Dole. That's valuable information. Anyone else? Alpha to Zulu. Okay, that's it. Everybody stay safe. Hope we're all back here next week in the same shape we are now, if not better. Any information you have that would make the net any better, feel free to email me, kb90fn@gmail.com. I'm always looking for assistant net control operators, so I sure wish somebody would email me about that. And we'll be back next week. Everyone stay safe. 7-3 kb90fn.
K9RMR, heard somebody break squelch, but didn't get anything else more than that. So if you want to say again, go ahead.
9UBZ, I heard the same squelch break, but never heard an ID or anything with it.
Okay, well, I just thought I'd check, see if anybody heard. I mean, you know, who it was. How you doing?
I'm doing all right, just riding around trying to find a kerosene can. It's getting a little difficult on me. I'm hoping Rural King will have it.
Hey, listen, I went to J.C. Food Store in Edinburgh this evening, which is normally where we go shop. Not always, but normally. And they were, as far as the parking lot was full of people shopping, and probably, there were shelf after shelf that was completely empty. So there was, a lot of people out there shopping. So if you can find it, and if you got the money, I'd go ahead and buy it. I wouldn't wait. So that would be my advice.
Roger that. We did the food shopping earlier, and Kroger here in town was a nut house. Parking lot packed, everybody making a fool of themselves in the parking lot, and topping off gas tanks now, and just looking for kerosene to make sure we have it for the heater, just in case this goes into ice storm. Over.
Well, copy that. We don't have any kerosene here. Everything here is either electric or gas, so as long as the electricity stays on, we'll be okay. So I'm not too worried, but I think we'll be okay. But yeah, if you can, like I said, if you can get it tonight, I'd definitely do it, because I think a lot of people are. They're kind of last minute, kind of afraid, because according to the weather thing I got, Noel N9CJT sent out a thing earlier today on the email, and with a thing that said north of Seymour is supposed to get between 4 and 6 inches. So if we get anything, we may not get anything. Who knows? You never know with these kind of things. But if we get what we're supposed to, it's supposed to be between 4 and 6 inches. So I don't know. Like I said, it seems like a lot of people think we're going to do it. So some people get crazy on this kind of thing. So just gotta be careful. K9RMR.
I've got a run into Rural King real quick. Yeah, honestly though, I don't see the snow as the problem. It's the rain and sleet that I'm worried about freezing over and weighing down power lines and everything else. And once it's an ice event, but I watched BAM Chase earlier, and they said timing's going to be the difference between snow and ice, and we're just going to have to see what we get. K9 UBC clear.
Okay, well, enjoy your shopping at Rural King, and hopefully they have what you need. And like I said, this may end up to be nothing, and it may be something really big, so we'll just have to wait and see. K9RMR, 73 clear.
K9RMR, KB5SDX. It's KB5SDX, clear monitoring.
K9RMR, 73 clear and monitoring as well.
Just called you, Randall. You didn't hear me?
All right, go ahead then.
Oh, man. Yeah, I was listening to you too. I don't know, man. I'm just sitting here watching all this, and all the parking lots are full, and all the stores are full, all the gas stations, and some of them have jacked their prices up. It's crazy, man.
Hey, listen, I went to get some. We like turkey. Some of the like turkey slices for sandwiches, because it's it's healthy and it's normally not that too expensive. It's normally like $2.50 for a package, and I think I paid almost $5 for it tonight. So the prices have gone up. It's crazy. I mean, some of the stuff is staying the same, but some of it's like double the price. I mean, and what's weird is some of the things that some things you'd think would go up are staying the same, and some of the things you think would stay the same are going up like a whole bunch. So I don't know. It's just it's crazy out there. It's I mean, there's people. I mean, like I said, I went shopping about 4:30ish, give or take, and like I said, I went to JC's in Edinburgh, and it was. I mean, they were packed. I mean, there was hardly any room for. I mean, I had to find a place to park, and it was. I mean, it was full. So I mean, they were. I mean, they had every cash register going. So, and like I said, I'm here in Taylorsville, and I couldn't tell. I mean, to me, it doesn't look like anything's happening. I mean, there's no snow, there's no nothing so far. So, of course, the night's not over, but who knows?
Yeah, I think it's supposed to come later tonight, man. It's supposed to start off as a rain event, and then it's supposed to transition over to sleet, and then ice, and then snow. So I don't know, man. It's if it does what they're predicting, holy cow! But you're absolutely right, man. Sometimes they've said that they're gonna have frogs falling from the sky and everything else, and doesn't materialize. But at the same time, you don't want to get caught up and not have your supplies. And I don't go buying a lot of stuff. I buy stuff I'm going to eat one way or the other. That's my idea of supplies. That's like I was telling Alex earlier when I was driving back from Cincinnati. I was like, man, I remember when I was young, you'd go to the grocery store when they said snow and ice or something, and these people would buy all the water and bread, and I'm like, no. I'm going to buy me some beer and steak and maybe get some eggs and bread to make some French toast or something. I don't know, but I ain't eating bread and water. That ain't happening.
Well, I suppose it's each to his own. Is what they, as far as what's valuable to one person's, maybe not so much to another person. So you never know. But I don't know what I saw. There, like I said, there were a lot of shelves that were empty, or mostly empty, and I don't know. I mean, like I said, what's important for food for one person's, everybody's different as far as what's important, I guess is the way to say it. So, I mean, I got what I needed and found what I just, so I'm not too tripping. As long as electricity holds out, I think we'll be okay.
Yep. I know that's how we came across having a kerosene heater. When I first got married, I lived in the Great Smoky Mountains, and my landlord told me, she said, "Y'all's got yourself a kerosene heater?" I said, "No, ma'am." She said, "You're gonna want to get one." I said, "Oh, really?" She said, "Yeah, you know the power does go out. You're gonna want to stay warm." So I picked one up. I've used it. Well, I did use it in Tennessee. You would think TVA being right there, Tennessee Valley Authority, that you wouldn't lose power, but man, we did. And it was just, calamity of events. But whatever, we lost power. I was glad I had that kerosene heater. It kept us nice and toasty. But I haven't used that thing up here. The last time we lost power, it was a tree that fell on a branch, and that's how that went.
Yeah, my grandparents lived on a farm, and they had one of those. They ran stuff off kerosene. They had one of those big tanks that are like 6 foot. They was like 6 foot by 4, or maybe 4 foot or something like that. It was a really big tank, and they filled that. They had of course, this is back in the day. They had a truck that would deliver the kerosene, and they would fill up their tanks every so often, like a couple times a year or something. So but then they had power outages. They had stuff that didn't went out all the time. So back in the day, out where they lived, so it wasn't uncommon for the power to go out on there, out in the middle of nowhere. So that's what they did. But yeah, I can understand why you'd want it out in the country there. Yeah, because you get stuck without electricity out in that kind of area, you'd be in sad shape.
Yeah, I know my grandparents. They both had fireplaces, and they would turn those things up. Now, my one grandmother, she had gas fireplace, or not gas fireplace, gas heaters that were like standalone. I don't even know if they used electricity. She'd light them up with a match, and hold this little indentation down, and they, little place heater kind of thing, and they worked great. But my other grandparents, they had a big old fireplace and all kinds of wood to throw on it. And, they'd always have a cord of wood ready to go. So they would definitely keep their house nice and toasty like that. And so did my uncle. But when I lived in Louisiana, we had fireplaces, and it wasn't an issue when we lived in New Orleans. But when I lived in Slidell, we, on the bayou, we would lose power. Man, if the temperature dropped below freezing, we were gonna lose power. That's the way that worked. And I'd get both fireplaces just roaring, and be nice and toasty, and not a problem. It's one of those things I toyed about putting in my house here, but I was like, I got a young kid at that time, and I didn't do it. I probably should have. But oh well, it is what it is. I'm sure we'll be fine.
We got a fireplace in one room in the house, and my dad was a diabetic, and I went with, this is when I was a kid, and we went with one of our relatives had a farm, and she was like, "Well, you can cut down any trees you want, because she had a whole bunch of trees on the back part of her farm. She's like, just you can go out there and cut down whatever you want, help yourself." And we went out there one Saturday with me, Dad, and he invited one of his friends from work to go out there, and like I said, he was diabetic and he overdid it. He had an axe and a chainsaw, and like I said, I thought before the day was over he was gonna die because he overdid himself, and so after that he went and saw how much it was to get one of those gas fireplaces, and I think it was like $1,000 to install it, and because we already had the gas lines and all that stuff in the house. And when he found out how much it was, he was like, he went and signed up to have it done the next day or something, because he's like, I'm tired of cutting all this wood, and it was killing him. Or he felt like he was killing himself, because So it's real nice. It puts out a lot of heat. So they're of course the gas bills, especially right now, is gonna be kind of high, but they're a nice. They're definitely something you can really enjoy and makes the house feel good. So if you can afford it, I would do it. And like I said, it makes the house feel good, and it puts out a lot of heat. So overall, it's a good investment, but it's not exactly cheap on the gas bill. So, but like I said, we enjoy it, so it keeps the house warm.
KB5SDX righty. Yeah, my parents when they lived in Picayune, they had a gas starter thing. It was a weird fireplace, but it had you could set like a ceramic log in there and use it like that, or you could put regular wood in it and then use the gas to start the wood fire. And man, I tell you, it would do a bang up job, man. That was really a nice thing. And he lived out in the country too, and they'd lose power every now and then. Wasn't nothing spectacular, except for when Katrina hit.
Well, I'm sure when that Katrina hit, that changed a lot of things. I know a friend of ours has one of those. He's got a gas fireplace too, and they have I don't know, it's some kind of blower system where it blows it. Ours is just you get the heat from the gas log, and it does a pretty good job. But they had one of these, some kind of fireplace blower. I don't know what it does, and man, they heated their whole house with this one fireplace, and I was pretty impressed with it last time I saw it. Because man, I mean, you just walked in their house, and it was like the whole house was like, it was like you're standing in front of a fireplace, because it had this blower thing on it. So they're nice if you can afford it.
Fireplace like that had a little blower on it, and some kind of way it would go through the bricks with these vents, and yeah, they'd heat a whole house. You're right about that. It did a bang up job, but I haven't seen anything like that in years.
K9RMR for station ID. Yeah, like I said, I'm not sure how much. I don't know what they cost, but like I said, we've got the one we've got here has vents on the fireplace, but it doesn't have we don't have any kind of blower or anything. But the fireplace keeps. We got like a big room, and it keeps that one room really nice. So it doesn't do so much for the whole house, but it keeps that one room really nice and warm.
KB5SDX righty. Yeah, there you go. That would that definitely do it. Well, so you got something to fall back on. I mean, worst case scenario, you just kick that puppy off and stay in that room, and you'd be more than warm.
Well, I'm not too worried yet. Like I said, I'm in the front room looking out the window, and I don't see anything yet. So I don't see any rain, snow. I don't see anything yet, so I'm not too worried. I mean, I don't realize the night's not over, but so far it doesn't look like a whole lot of anything. So you never know.
Yeah, that's kind of how I am. I'll check the events in the morning, get up early, see what's happening. It looks like it's going to be crazy. I'll probably just work from home.
If you can do that, that sounds like a good thing to do. If, like I said, it's just going to depend how things go, because I don't know. We'll just wait. You have to wait and see, I guess. Like I said, it looks right here in Taylorsville. It looks fine. So so far I'm not too worried about it. you know what they say, worry about tomorrow and tomorrow. We got enough problems today.
Yep. But you know what else they say? It's the quiet before the storm.
Yeah, I was thinking about that today because the temperature this afternoon was like 60 degrees, and that's the exact same thing I was thinking then. Is yeah, this is probably going to be You're right. It could be the calm or the warm before the storm, as the case may be. So, like I said, I'm not going to worry about it. I'll just let it. It's going to do what it's going to do, and you know we'll deal with it when it gets here, if it gets here.
Yep. That's all you can do, man. But hey, it is what it is, you know. I know. Growing up in Louisiana, the thing that always bothers me is when you get that green haze and it's quiet and the birds are gone. It's the middle of the day. You're like, yeah, guess what's coming? But up here, you know, these forecasters sometimes it's like they ain't got nothing better to do than to stir it up, but. At the same time, you know, you want to be prepared. That's all you can do, you know. And like I said, my idea of being prepared is to just buy stuff I'm going to buy anyway, and that way, you know, I've got food for a few days and I'm good to go.
Yeah, I'm pretty much the same way. You know, we got enough to get by, so Lord's been good to us. We got plenty of food in the house. We got stuff to eat and drink. So we should, even if the power does go out, we'll be good for a little bit. So I'm not, like I said, I'm not too worried. Overall, we're doing okay. So I mean, things could change, but right now it seems to be okay. So.
Here, because I know they're about to start a net, and I don't want to tie it up. So I'll go ahead and get out of here and say 70 trees to you. You have a good night, and I'll probably catch you out there on the net. KB5SDX clear.
KB5SDX, this is K9RMR saying appreciate talking to you, and you have a good night. God bless. Until next time, this is K9RMR saying 73.
CQ, calling all stations in the South Central Area Net. This is K9OPL, Kilo Alpha 9, Oscar Papa Lima. My name is Joe, serving as net control for this session of the South Central Area Net. This net meets every Tuesday evening at 8:30 p.m. local time on the Columbus Amateur Radio Club 2-meter repeater, operating on a frequency of 146.79 megahertz, with a minus offset and a PL tone of 103.5 hertz. This net meets for the purpose of passing traffic, promoting good fellowship among amateur radio operators, and practicing net procedures. This is directed net. Please address all communication through net control. Once again, net control this evening is KA9OPL. And my name is Joe, located in Columbus, Bartholomew County. Before we go any further, do we have anyone holding any emergency or priority traffic? Please call net control. Do we have any non-emergency routine traffic?
N9CJT, one announcement.
CJT, go with your announcement, please.
Thanks, Joe. This is November 9 Charlie Juliet Tango Noel in Bartholomew County, and the announcement is that State Races is conducting nets starting tonight, but it's already done, and repeating again tomorrow night, and continuing to repeat until the current weather situation is resolved. Those nets meet on 147.1 147.210. It's a repeater in Indianapolis, and the PL tone for that repeater is 88.5. This net will be held at 7 p.m. each evening until the weather situation is over and done with. This announcement, authority of State Races Radio Officer Jim, N9KVX. N9CJT, back to net control.
Thank you, Noel. N9CJT, this is K9OPL. Everyone make note of that, please. 147.210, 88.5 tone, 7 p.m. starting tonight, I guess, and consecutive nights until this is completed. This is K9OPL. We will now begin to take short time check-ins. If you would like to be short time, meaning you will not stick around for comments, you may begin to call now, please.
N9TL, November 9, Tango Lima Foxtrot, Paul, Columbus. Good evening.
Kilo Golf 9 Kilo, that's Delta, wow. That is KG9DK, be short time Joe, good evening to you in the net.
KB5SDX, Kilo Bravo 5 Sierra Delta X-Ray, Gordon, Bartholomew County, short time check-in, no traffic.
Okay, we got N9TLF, KG9DK, and KB5SDX. Good evening to you. Any other short time?
Kilo Delta 9, Romeo Victor Papa, KD9, RVP, Ryan, Bartholomew County, short time, no traffic.
Whiskey 1, Tango Ocean Delta, Todd, southeast side of Seymour, Jackson County.
KC9MBK, Rick in Seymour. Short time and no comments if I'm too late.
Kilo 9, Romeo, Mike, Romeo, repeat, K9RMR, Randall and Rueff, Taylorsville, Bartholomew County. Good evening, Joe, and everybody in the net this evening.
W1TOD, KC9MBK, and K9RMR. It may have been one other station in there that got doubled. If there was anyone else, or if there is anyone else, short time, please come now.
KD9TQC, Kilo Delta 9, Tango Quebec Charlie, Steve, Columbus, short time, no traffic.
KD9UBZ, Kilo Delta 9er, Uniform Bravo Zulu, Alex Columbus, short time, no traffic.
9 Kilo Victor X-Ray, short time, no traffic.
KD9 Tango Quebec Charlie, KD9 Uniform Bravo Zulu, and N9 Kilo Victor X-Ray. Any other short time? OPL, everybody keep those radios ready, and remember the Gracie's nets. This is K9OPL. I'm going to begin taking regular station check-ins, and I'll start with suffixes that begin with the letters Alpha through Hotel. Alpha through Hotel, please. I do have Noel on the list already. Any Alpha through Hotel check-ins?
Net control, this is Delta 9er, Quebec Zulu Foxtrot, KD9 QCF, Todd, Northern Hancock County, no traffic.
Whiskey Echo 9, Mike India, WE9MI, Mike, Bartholomew County.
Kilo Delta 9, Romeo Papa Bravo,
Kilo 9, Quebec, Todd, Hancock County.
You were in and out a little bit. Was that Quebec Charlie Foxtrot? Did I get it?
Foxtrot.
Quebec, and I got the Foxtrot. What's the middle letter? One more time on the middle letter, please.
Zulu, Zulu, Zulu.
All right, Kilo Delta 9, Quebec, Zulu, Foxtrot. Is that correct?
Roger.
All right, thanks for hanging in there. I got you down. And then I got WE9MI and KD9RPB. A little low on the audio, Bruce, just for your info. Let's go one more time. India through Romeo.
Whiskey Bravo 9, Sierra Mike Charlie, WB9 SMC. Don, checking in short time. Evening, Joe and Rueff.
Okay, WB9 SMC, got you, Don. Short time. Let's go with Sierra through Zulu. Sierra through Zulu for check-in.
Hi, Joe. Dave here, Brown County, N9 Victor Delta Tango, N9 VDT.
The entire alphabet. This is K9OPL, the South Central Area Net. Alpha through Zulu, regular check-ins, please.
Alpha Charlie 9, Tango Romeo, Howard, Columbus, Bartholomew County.
There's Alpha through Zulu. Everyone's got the radios out and keep them ready in case we need them. Let's hope we don't. Let's go back to the top of the list and start with N9CJT for comments.
Thanks, Joe. I did neglect to mention that although the net control will be calling for RACE's team members first, that anyone who wishes to check into the net and check whether they can reach that repeater or not is very welcome to do so. That's the 7 o'clock net tomorrow night on 147.21 PL tone 88.5. N9CJT, back to you, Joe.
Okay, thank you, Noel, and thanks for that. Also, that extra info for people. They would probably get that if they got in, but then at least they know that if they stick around, if they're not RACE's members, they can still check in. Let's see, WE9MI, Mike, good evening.
K9OPL from WE9MI. Good evening, Joe, and everybody on the net. I'm still trying to get my voice back, but it'll come back someday, I hope. But tried to call in, or well, at least listen in on the RACE's net, but with my inside antenna, all I can do is hear I could hear Jim on the input and some indistinct growling from some other station on the repeater, so I'm going to have to get an antenna outside, I guess, if I want to hear or try to talk for that. But anyway, not too much exciting. Getting ready to get the newsletters all sent out, and or not newsletters, the Hamfest flyers all sent out, and get the flyer emailed out to those for whom we have email addresses, and ends up being about 350 of each, 350 email addresses to go to, and same number of postage stamps, or at least bulk rate postage. So that's the plan for this weekend, and other than that, not doing too much. So hope everyone's doing well and stays safe over the next several days, and wish you all 7-3. And this is WE9MI, back to net control.
All right, thank you, Mike, and thanks for all the work you and your wife. Thank her for us, please, as well. All the work you guys are doing to get that communications out for the Hamfest. Looking forward to that. That's going to be nice to be able to do that after a couple of years of not having one. KD9RPB, Bruce, good evening. Your turn.
KD9RPB, good evening, Joe, and everybody on the net. Not much going on here. I'm just waiting to see what kind of weather we're going to get. But either way we go, it sounds like we're going to get something. I will say that I contacted Terry at DX Engineering, and she's got a gift certificate she's going to be mailing out at the 1st of February to us, and for our Ham Fest. So that was kind of a nice surprise. I thought, well, I'll just give her a holler real quick and see if she can do anything. They did not have any catalogs to hand out, though. They said because of COVID, they didn't put a huge order in catalogs, so they were a little short on those. But other than that, I'll send about the net control, KD9RPV, back to net control.
Very good, and that's great. We'll have to show them our appreciation as well. They've got some neat stuff. I actually was looking at that site the other day. I may have to go back for another look. KD9, Quebec Zulu Foxtrot. If you can get in and like to give some comments, your turn. But we did get him. If you do want to come back later, KD9 QZF, please call back in. And 9, Victor Delta Tango. Good evening, your turn.
Thank you, Joe. Good evening, everyone on net. It's N9VDT. Couple things. First, I think you guys have heard me talk about our amateur radio club that we're doing with the middle school, and unfortunately, school is cut short tomorrow, so we'll miss our, I guess it would be week 3. We've got 22 students, and pretty cool, really bright group of 6th, 7th, and 8th graders, and we hope that this club continues, but we're working up to get their technician license, and by the end of the school year, maybe sooner, and really enjoying it. It's a high point of my week. We just got an announcement from the superintendent out here, if any of you care to know. They're cutting school short tomorrow at lunch, sending people home because of the rain. They've declared an e-learning day on Thursday, and then they've already canceled school on Friday, and they're going to make that up on February 21st. So if any of you are impacted by Brown County schools being closed in short time tomorrow, heads up on that. That's all I got. We're safe and warm up here on the hill in Brown County, and I'm glad to get out and make sure I can hit all these repeaters. This is a good thing to have and a good group of people. 73, N9VDT, back to net control.
Hey, very good, Dave. Congratulations on the students. Keep them going. Keep them interested and excited, and we'll be looking forward to welcoming several of them into the hobby in the near future. That is great. Alpha Charlie 9 Tango Romeo. Howard, your comments. Good evening.
Good evening, Joe and everyone. Nothing earth-shaking, but I am working on a little Arduino-based device to turn a Morse code key into a keyboard so you can type without having to have a big flat thing in your lap. It's a dumb project, but it's winter, so why not, right? That's it for me, AC9TR. Back to net control.
All right. Well, that sounds kind of cool. I like innovative projects like that. They don't have to be, rocket science or something that everybody thinks is great. If they're innovative and different and creative, that's okay by me. I like it. Not a lot from me this evening. It's kind of a normal work week so far. I don't know. Not going to have much going on this weekend. If the weather isn't too bad, I will have my first Saturday of the month prayer breakfast, which I will be officiating, or whatever you want to call it. And we will see if the weather cooperates with that or not. But other than that, I plan to be in and at the office. That is the office in my home. Working from home is my thing these days, and I suspect it's going to stay that way for me. Now I'm fine with it. This is K9OPL with the South Central Area Net at the bottom of the list. Do we have any additional check-ins? quite an active one. One more call. Do we have any other check-ins, rechecks, or anything else for the net? Please call Net Control now.
W9MI, recheck.
W9MI, go ahead, Mike.
This is W9MI. Just curious if AC9TR, when you get your little Arduino project going, if you would be willing to share that, I would be interested. I've got my Arduino acting just as a beeper, so that I can practice a little bit on the straight key. So would be very interested in that. So when you do get that debugged and all, if you want to either get a hold of me directly or just come back on the net, I'll try to be here on Tuesdays anyway. So would be appreciated. Thank you. W9MI, back to Net Control.
Okay, very good. And Howard, if you copied that, you don't have to acknowledge. But yeah, I think you might be surprised. There may be more people interested in knowing about that little project of yours than you might think. So keep us posted. This is K9OPL. Do we have anything else? Anyone who would like to recheck or any other check-ins who have not come to the net so far?
AC9TR for a recheck.
Go ahead, Howard.
So actually, I said Arduino, but I'm using an Adafruit project, so I'm writing it in Python, which is kind of interesting because they've got a dictionary function that allows you to map letters to characters. And I'm cribbing some code out of GitHub right now, but as soon as I get it working, I'll put it in GitHub. Ideally, what I'd like to do is to cut the end off of a regular keyboard and add to it a space bar, a backspace, and a return key. And then I could, ideally you'd have some iambic paddles that you could use alternatively. And just bounce a thumb on there for a space bar, or if you screw it up, you could hit a backspace. But long term, I've got some Adafruit LoRa boards. Which are 433 megahertz. So it would be, there's no real point to that either, other than, it's not Bluetooth, and it's got a little packet radio thing on it, and it's like $20. And I was thinking it'd be kind of interesting to do that, or just to experiment with it, but I don't know. The other thing you could do is make a weather station, but who hasn't done that? So yeah, I'll put that up on GitHub whenever it's ready. So thank you. That's AC9TR's out.
Okay, very good. Well, I think, I don't know if you're on the list, but if you're not, I know you got my email and probably several others. Keep us posted and we'll spread the word. Thanks a lot. This is K9OPL. Anything else? Anyone who has not joined us, or anyone with rechecks, comments, etc., please call now.
KD9UBZ, recheck.
KD9UBZ, go ahead.
I was just going to say, in response to Dave, with Brown County shutting down the schools and declaring e-learning, I didn't catch his call sign. IUPUI has done pretty much the same thing. They said after 1 o'clock tomorrow, don't be on campus, do virtual. Thursday, do virtual. And I don't know what they're doing on Friday, but they're pretty well doing the same thing at the college level. Other than that, just wanted to say 73s and back over to Net Control, KD9UBZ.
All right, very good. Thank you for that information. And yeah, Dave's call is N9VDT, in case you want to know. And that's great. Good to have all the communication and information passing going on. That's what the net's about. And all the fellowship and friendship. K9OPL, anything else for the good of the net, please call.
K9RMR, recheck.
K9RMR, go ahead, Randall.
Well, good evening again, Joe. I was just going to say I went shopping this afternoon about 4:30 at JC's in Edinburgh, and their entire parking lot was full, and the stores had everybody run. I mean, there was cashiers in every cash out line, and there were a lot of shelves. There was still plenty of stuff, but there were a lot of shelves that were empty or getting close to empty. So I was going to say, I would, if you haven't already, hopefully everybody's already got what they need, but I wouldn't put off, if you need something, I wouldn't put it off any longer than you had to, because I was talking to somebody else earlier this evening, and they said the same thing was happening in Kroger's in Columbus. And so if you haven't already got what you need, like I said, I would recommend not holding off until later. Go as soon as possible. And that's just my suggestion. Obviously we don't know how bad it's going to hit, but hopefully it won't be too bad and everybody's got what they need. So with that, K9RMR, back to net control.
Get a little bit, they may overreact, or they may just haven't been shopping as recently as they should, and now they feel like they better double down. So this is K9OPL. Anything else? Any other check-ins or any rechecks or comments, etc.? This is K9OPL standing by. 58 by the time we declare it closed and complete. Good evening all, 73s. Keep the radios ready. Remember the Racy's nets. And hopefully we won't need any emergency communications over the next 4 or 5 days, but everyone will have the radios if we do need them. So, good evening everybody, stay safe, and don't get out in this stuff if we do get anything unless you have to. K9OPL saying 73s, we'll be clear to return this repeater to normal operation. Good evening all.